I'd welcome the Poppies. They're on a good run. They've won 2 of their last 3 games, drawn the other. They haven't conceded a goal since that penalty at Forest Green. And they welcome Paul Rayner to the side. He signed on Friday from Leyton Orient. Very experienced midfield player, and I know Peter Morris sees him as another piece in the jigsaw. Ben Wright starting the game too. While for Southport, they are a solid side managed by Paul Futcher. He's playing at number 6 today. They won their way through to the trophy final last year, beaten by Cheltenham by the odd goal. But this afternoon they're up against a Poppy side in good form, and the crowd at Rockingham Road are looking forward to cheering the Poppies on, hopefully to another win, to maintain their good start this season. Poppies on the attack early on, but Tim Ryan clearing the ball away there. Paul Cox, who's had a terrific season so far for the Poppies, able to keep the momentum going, as does Martin Matthews, and here's Lee Hudson to Phil Brown. Matthews again, nice play there. Ben Wright not able to reach that ball, but doing well to close down his defender. Throw in there to Southport, taken by Andy Farley. And Southport themselves have had a good start as well. They're just a point behind Kettering, but Craig Norman there's Lee Hudson. That's a shot. Oh, fine save from Billy Stewart. And Phil Brown, oh, that's just gone over the bar. I fancy Billy Stewart may have had it covered, but it was a tantalising effort from Phil Brown, quite ingenious really. Here we see it again, just clearing the bar. Billy Stewart ending up in the back of the net. The Poppies fans wishing it had been the ball instead. But Southport, as I was saying, they're just a point behind the Poppies and will certainly not be pushovers this afternoon. Phil Brown there with a bit of head tennis. And here comes Brian Ross, but Adam Sollett out there, well out of his goal. Now he's having to scramble back. The cross comes in. Unfortunately for Sollett and the Poppies, there was no Southport attacker at the far post, and Colin Bowden able to get the ball away. That was a dangerous moment for the Kettering defence, which has proved itself to be so solid. At the start of today's game, they'd conceded fewer goals than any other side apart from Rockingham Diamonds, and that's a formidable record. And I know Peter Morris will be anxious for that to be maintained. He's a great believer in clean sheets. If you keep clean sheets, he says, you win games. As it is, it's Southport on the attack now. That's an aimless cross, though, that goes right across the field and out for a throw-in on the other side to Kettering. Fans anxious for the Poppies to get a better grip on this game, to try and get a lead, but as it is, it's Southport who are continuing to press forward. They're having a decent spell. Good period of possession, and here we've got Dave Thompson crossing the ball in, and that's dangerous, and Andy Whittaker not quite quick enough to respond to that, giving Martin Matthews the opportunity to clear the ball away, which he does very well. But it's Southport back again. Kevin Formby with a deep cross, Solid going for that, and again no Southport attacker able to get on the end of that, but Southport giving the Poppies defence a few things to think about. Solid now, though, able to get the ball into the Southport half of the field. Matt Fisher there to Matthews. There's Rayner, lovely touch from Rayner. He's played well so far, been very impressive in midfield, and promises to be an important part of the Poppies team for the rest of this season at any rate. And here's Fisher, another one who's shown a lot of promise and caught the eye of a lot of the top scouts in the country. But that's a lovely ball there from Rayner again, finding Lee Hudson out on this right-hand side. Hudson to Matthews, not a very good cross in there from Matthews, but that was a slip by Southport. And there's Rayner shooting from distance, but obviously didn't get hold of that one, and Billy Stewart could watch it go harmlessly by. And there's Mark Hone, who's slotted in well, playing in the back four today, which is a slight change of tactics by Peter Morris. He's generally started with 3 at the back, but Mark Hone has moved back there to make space for Rayner, allowing Craig Norman to fulfil the wing-back role, one that he doesn't do too often, but showing promise there. And there's some good battling effort. Oh, and there's Ben Wright. Where's Stewart? He was all over the place, but Lee Hudson too far away from the ball to be able to capitalise on that. Good play though from the Poppies. They're keeping Southport penned into their own area, indeed into their own last third of the field. Ben Wright against Paul Futcher. Now there's a contest. 18-year-old Ben Wright playing 2 or 3 weeks ago in the Peterborough League. Paul Futcher has had an illustrious career over many years. Quite a contest. As it is, the honours pretty even so far. It's been quite a good game, if the truth's known. Both sides looking to get forward. And it's good to see the young fans at Rockingham Road. I know that the club have made the effort this season to encourage the youngsters, and that's paying dividends as well. Some lifelong fans coming along there. And if the Poppies can produce the goods on the field, then that following will grow. There's no doubt about that. Oh, and there's Craig Norman. He's pulled up badly there. That looks like a hamstring, and that could be a real blow for the Poppies. He's been an extremely influential player this season. As it is, the game continues. Martin Matthews here collecting that cross, knocking the ball forward, trying to create an opening for Kettering. Paul Cox too, he's been playing with a bit of a groin strain today, and hopefully he'll be able to see the game through. It's clear that Craig Norman isn't going to be able to do that. He's a complete passenger now down that left-hand side, and obviously very distressed. Phil Brown, so we'll want to keep the momentum going, try and create an opening for the Poppies. It won't be long before Craig Norman will have to have attention. We see that he's just gone down there, and it looks as if he's not likely to take any more part in this game, as Andy Whittaker is adjudged offside, kicking the ball away. The crowd suggesting to referee Mr. Parks that he should have been booked for that. But this is a sorry sight for all the Poppies fans. Craig Norman has been terrific all this season, and if that is a hamstring, and it looks very much like it, he could be out for some time. Gives Eddie Hayes, who's been out of favour just recently, a chance to stake his claim back in the side, but the Poppies' defence has been so strong that will certainly be a serious loss as far as Kettering is concerned. And there's Whittaker bursting through, appeals for handball. I think the referee has seen it as that. We can see here again, clear contact with the hand, and that was a good decision from the referee. But Craig Norman hopefully will not be out too long. As it is, Mark Hone is trying to create something here for the Poppies. Hone again. And Phil Brown, but he couldn't control that and blasts it well over the bar. The fans, I think, are enjoying this game. It's a good contest between these two sides. Strong tackle there from Fisher. Everybody expecting the ball to go out of play, but it is being held up by Ben Wright. He's being challenged by Paul Futcher again. Nearly gets the better of him, but Futcher's experience is just too much for the 18-year-old youngster. But he forces Futcher to concede the throw-in, and Martin Matthews putting the ball back in play. Here's Phil Brown to Rayner, and Brown again. Brown left-footed shot, but straight at Billy Stewart. He gathers that in comfortably. Good goalkeeper, Billy Stewart. He represented the FA last season, and he too has had a long career. He was Southport's Player of the Year last year. But Kevin Formby here, he's an up-and-coming, well, not quite so young now, but he closed down there by Matt Fisher. The ball crossed in, but out of play, and a goal kick for Kettering. Southport once again trying to build an attack. Scott Guyatt there trying to move the ball forward, but Eddie Hayes able to get the block in and put the ball out to give Southport this throw-in. There's Phil Horner making himself available. Horner crossing, and there's Formby, but his header seems to go out of play, but the referee decided that came off Martin Matthews for a corner. Matthews smiling all over his face. I'm not sure he agreed, but there we are. It's a corner to Southport. In it comes, and there's Solid. He was under pressure. He had to be precise with that punch over the bar. Gives Southport a second successive corner, much deeper this time to the far post. Evades everybody. There's Whittaker trying to knock it back in. There's a scramble here. The Poppies not able to clear the ball away. Gamble putting the ball in, but this time Phil Brown able to clear the danger. and give the Poppies just a bit of breathing space. They were under pressure there for a moment. Aidy Hayes. Oh, and there's Ray. Oh, that's a lovely little touch just to get the ball away. He certainly looks a very good player. Matt Fisher trying to get the ball away. Phil Brown, but he's beaten in the tackle there. But the Poppies defence holding up very well. The clean sheet remains intact. It's a very long time now since they conceded a goal. And that suits Peter Morris, it suits the Poppies fans, but they would certainly like to see more action up front to try and increase the goals scored figure. As it is, Colin Bowden has been a tower of strength in the Poppies defence week after week this season. He gets the ball away, he's marshalling his forces extremely well. Southport themselves finding it difficult to create any real goal scoring chances. And there's a foul there from Lee Hudson, pushing the back on Paul Futcher. Free kick quickly taken. Here's Tim Ryan moving forward, crossing the ball in. Oh, and there's an appeal. Andy Whittaker appealing for a handball against Mark Hone there, and he might have had some justification. There's a hand goes up. It's difficult to see whether there is contact, but if we look closely, Mark Hone might be lucky to get away with that. The hand is certainly raised, and we've seen referees give those decisions before, so the Poppies escape there. And here's Colin Bowden bringing the ball away, but he's slow to get the ball away. Now he's caught out of position. Can Southport make anything of that? They're trying to, but the Poppies defence is very well organised, and the Southport attackers are given very little space. So they have to work it all the way back to the halfway line, and here's Ryan coming forward, moving forward well, gets in the shot, but well over the bar. Adam Solid angry with his defence, not surprising because they sat back and let Ryan run at them, and that gave him the opening. Fortunately for the Poppies and Adam Solid, there was no danger with the shot. As it is, this free kick comes in for the Poppies this time, and it's Rayner testing Stewart from distance, but Billy Stewart, I think, is too good a goalkeeper to be caught out by that sort of effort. Nevertheless, Rayner, as I've said, has shown his class in this first half. He's been playing extremely well in midfield and looks a terrific acquisition. And Mr. Parks, the referee from Birmingham, brings the first half to an end. An entertaining half, but no goals. Kettering 0, Southport 0.
How would you like the chance to win a Centron autofocus camera and visit the UK's only national photographic and video exhibition? Photo Action 98 has all the latest gadgetry, including digital photographic equipment and even underwater cameras. With classic and vintage cameras, there's also over £1 million worth of used equipment. We've 2 Centron autofocus cameras up for grabs with a pair of tickets to the exhibition on the 16th to the 18th of October, and 25 runners-up prizes of a pair of tickets. All you have to do is answer this easy question. Photo Action 98 is taking place at the NEC. But is the NEC in A, London, B, Birmingham or C, Glasgow? That's A, London, B, Birmingham or C, Glasgow. Call our NTV hotline now on 01604 461177 with the answer, your name and your phone number so we can contact you when you're a winner. The closing date is Friday the 9th of October for your chance to win a camera and go to Photo Action 98.
Pegasus Software, the business accounting and management software provider, is proud to sponsor Northants TV's coverage of the Poppies. Pegasus Software, accounting for your success.
Legends Nightclub in Gold Street, Northampton is the place for great music, a great night out and the best DJs in town. Thursday night is Soul Night with sensational soul sounds from Neil Harrison, Sonic 5, Drew Myrie, Dilly Clark, EJ and Incognito. On Friday night it's time to sweat. Top house and garage sound from the very best exponents of today's music scene, including the ever-popular Simon Son. Legends Nightclub. Great music, great people, great service and a great night out. Give Legends a call on Northampton 60 30 60 for full details of where it's really happening. Come on, large it at Legends.
Come a little closer to Italy and you'll see why Italians love food, love wine and love dancing. There is only one restaurant in Northampton which provides all three, Romano's in Castilian Street. All food is freshly prepared and our homemade pasta is a must. At Romano's we welcome all the family with children's meals at half price. At lunchtime there's a special menu offering a wide selection of dishes priced only £6. Romano's 150-seater restaurant means you can wine, dine and dance the evening away until 2 a.m. in our luxurious surroundings to music from the 70s and 80s. Book your Italian experience at Romano's on Northampton 634470. Romano's in Castilian Street, the only place to be for that personal touch. Northampton 634470.
Once upon a time there was a magical place where dreams came true. Rooms were transformed instantly with the wave of a paintbrush, bedroom walls told stories and teddies came to life on furniture. Old furniture was renovated in traditional or modern styles. Everyone was amazed at the range of beautiful designs and ideas and at how competitive the prices were. And, do you know, they all lived happily ever after. Visit our showroom at 22 St Michael's Road, Upper Mounts, Northampton. Telephone 233 154. Once upon a time where dreams can come true.
Pegasus Software, the business accounting and management software provider, is proud to sponsor Northants TV's coverage of the Poppies. Pegasus Software, accounting for your success.
Well, now there's a good vantage point. That avoids paying the entry fee. Or those youngsters could probably get season tickets for nothing. But the second half gets underway. A.D. Hayes straight back to Adam Sollett. Poppies will certainly want to try and impose themselves on this second half. They probably had the better of the first half, but no goals to show for it. There's Adam Sollett with a long ball away. Ben Wright up there, and Phil Brown, there's a mistake. Phil Brown shoots. Oh, yes, it's there. Well, my goodness me, I think that's about 36 seconds after the start of the second half. And Phil Brown has given the Poppies just what they wanted. There's Billy Stewart well out of position, and Phil Brown slots that ball to his far post with considerable ease. And I don't know what Peter Morris said to them at half-time, but whatever it was, it did the trick there. That's Phil Brown's third goal of the season and gives Poppies the lead, just what they wanted. They'll need now to consolidate, settle down and try and control the game, prevent Southport playing, and if the clean sheet can stay there, as it's done for the last 3 games, well, another 3 points will be in the bag. Poppies fans have not known such days for a long, long time, and they're pretty pleased about it. But here comes Southport. They certainly won't give up the fight. They're a tough, uncompromising side, but at the same time they've shown in the first half that they can play good football, and the Poppies will have to work very hard to maintain this advantage. There's Guyot in there from that corner. He's looked a good player to me. And the Poppies, as I say, will have to be on their mettle. It's Guyot again, crossing the ball in. Mark Hone heading it away. There's Ben Wright trying to find Lee Hudson, but Lee Hudson not quite in the position Ben Wright expected. Paul Cox, he's got a big part to play in this second half. There's no doubt that Southport will push men forward in search for this equaliser. But as it is, the Poppies are playing with a good deal of control. They're closing Southport down at every opportunity. But here's Tim Ryan trying to find an opening. Mark Hone again away, and Paul Cox clearing the danger, but only as far as Gamble. He knocks the ball in, and the Southport fans behind that goal were claiming that Mark Hone was pushing there, but the referee didn't see anything wrong with it at all. Phil Brown penalised there. It's difficult to know what poor old Phil Brown can do. He's only about 5'3", jumping against a 6-foot midfielder. It's difficult to see how he can avoid making contact. Here's Colin Bowden. Well, he's made contact with the grass, which looks a bit embarrassing for Colin Bowden. Not like him at all, but it's given Southport a corner. Guyot there, that was a good effort, and Adam Sollett angry again with his defence. Guyot coming in there from the edge of the area, getting in a good header, rising high above Colin Bowden, but the ball going over the bar, and that danger is forgotten as the game gets underway again. There's Ben Wright. He's almost round Andy Farley there, and I think the referees decided that Farley was pulling Ben Wright back, and I think the referee was probably right. Andy Farley doesn't agree, but then you'd expect that, I suppose. The referee deciding that there was sufficient shirt pulling there by Farley to put his name in the book. More importantly for the Poppies, it gives them a free kick in a fairly promising position. Brown and Hayes over the ball, but it's Hayes who's knocking it in. There's Stewart calling for it, not really coming. He was struggling there, but no Poppies player able to latch on to that mistake, and Stewart able to recover. Southport are coming more and more into the game. Poppies sitting back and trying to hold this lead, and as I speak, there's Horner with a good chance just on the edge of the area, hitting it with his right foot. It looked as if he would have been better off with his left foot. As it was, Adam Solid able to save the ball well, but more danger here for the Poppies. There's a cross coming in. Oh, it escapes everybody. And Lee Hudson there able to get the ball to Hayes. Hayes upfield, but it's only as far as the Southport defence, and they come forward again. Good spell for them here, but that cross from Horner taken comfortably by Adam Solid. Peter Morris deciding it's time for a change. Lee Hudson, who's worked hard this afternoon, he gives way to Brett McNamara. Peter Morris, I'm sure, hoping that McNamara's pace will catch the Southport defence out as Southport push forward looking for the equaliser. Solid will be looking for McNamara with this goal kick, but it's Phil Brown who goes for it, doesn't get it, and Southport coming forward again. Thompson putting Bowden under pressure, but he gets the ball away well. Adi Hayes calling for the throw in, but didn't see that the ball didn't go out, and Thompson able to get the cross in. And there's a suggestion from Paul Cox there that Andy Whittaker was trying to make something out of nothing. As it is, the Poppies get the ball away, and Guyatt forced to play the ball back to Billy Stewart. He'll want to start another Southport attack, a long ball, but Mark Hone rising well there to win that aerial challenge. The ball still with Southport. Futcher trying to get in Formby, but Martin Matthews alert to that danger. And it's Futcher again. The fans, Poppies fans, trying to urge their players to get the ball, but it's Southport who are pretty well in control at present. Here's Gamble. Martin Matthews cutting that out as Whittaker made a run, and Colin Bowden eventually getting the ball clear, but Ben Wright losing out to Futcher, but Futcher not able to make anything, and now it's the Poppies' turn to try and build an attack. Here's Phil Brown. Adi Hayes running from deep, but going nowhere. There's a back heel. Looked impressive, but unfortunately for Hayes, there was no Poppies player behind him to pick it up, so it goes out for throw-in, quickly taken. Gamble getting the ball forward again. Whittaker under pressure from Cox, and Cox winning that battle. But Southport certainly not out of this. And there's a close offside decision, but the referee's assistant absolutely adamant. And Ben Wright now substituted. He's played 70-odd minutes and worked very hard, but the pace was beginning to tell, and sensible move, I think, by Peter Morris to bring on Tim Wilkes. He'll add a bit of weight up front, but for the minute it's the Poppies who have got to defend in earnest, because Southport are still pressing forward. Phil Brown working hard there, getting the ball to Martin Matthews, who's able to clear the ball upfield. Here's McNamara winning that one against Farley. McNamara again, now he's got pace, he's got space. What can he do with it? He's looking for the cross, good cross in, and there's Matt Fisher standing in acres of space, but he was not able to get any weight or strength or direction on that head. A good chance that, though, for the Poppies, and they really would love the comfort of a second goal, but at the minute it's Southport who are doing most of the pressing. But having said that, Adam Solid really hasn't been called upon to make any significant saves, which is a testament to the Poppies' defence, the resilience of it. But here's danger now. Whittaker, and there's Solid not gathering it at the first attempt, but he was in the right position. He'd narrowed the angle very well. Whittaker suffering for his efforts. Here we see again Whittaker outpacing the Poppies defence. Mark Hone just putting him off. Solid, able to get his body behind the ball, and thankfully for him, no Southport forward able to latch on to the ball as it just escaped his grasp at the first attempt. But nevertheless, that danger too has gone, and the Poppies trying to exert more control on the game, but every time they try and clear the ball, it seems to end up with a Southport player. But here's McNamara now with room going down this left-hand side, crossing the ball deep to the far post. Phil Brown, oh my goodness, that's over the bar, but that's vintage Phil Brown. The old faithful Poppies fans will remember many of these from Phil Brown's days at the club before. He's certainly been known to score with that sort of volley. Not on this occasion, but it gave those fans behind the goal at Cowper Street something to cheer about. As it is now, the Poppies playing more in the Southport half, trying to create another opening. There's Phil Brown again. I haven't got one goal. He's certainly after another this afternoon, but that was a fairly weak shot that Stewart covered comfortably. Referee almost getting in the way there. He's had a good game, the referee, this afternoon. And there's a shot coming in from Tim Ryan. It's from long distance, and Southport showing signs of desperation now as the game goes into its later stages. The Poppies holding on to this lead given to them in the 46th minute by Phil Brown. And here's the man himself feeding the ball to Tim Wilkes. Tim Wilkes looking for an outlet. That outlet is Adi Hayes, who plays it back to Rayner. Oh, and McNamara there beats Stewart, but Paul Futcher was there to clear the danger as Tim Wilkes went to pounce. Tim Wilkes got a knock on the knee there. The Poppies fans looking a little concerned, but they'll be pleased to see Tim Wilkes back on his feet, apparently no worse for wear after that challenge from Futcher. Stewart now getting the ball back into the Poppies half. Mark Hone had a terrific game at the centre of the defence, heading the ball away, and Martin Matthews once again fairly acrobatically cutting out that dangerous ball. And Southport desperately trying to find a way through the Poppies defence, but to no avail so far. And as the game goes on and on, they get ever more desperate, while the Poppies' grasp on the 3 points gets ever firmer. They can still do with another goal. Phil Brown's cross, though, badly sliced, and Farley able to bring the ball away for Southport. Looking for the option. That option was Lee Furlong, but he was offside. Lee Furlong coming on as a substitute for Dave Thompson. Good young player, Furlong. He's a young striker. I know he's highly thought of at Southport. As it is, it's the Southport defence who are having to bring the ball away. Ryan again, he's been fairly instrumental in most of Southport's good attacking moves and trying to get another one in here. As it is, danger in the penalty box, but there's Colin Bowden once again. My goodness, what a tower of strength he's proved to be. I'm not sure there'll be many better defenders in the whole of the football conference than Colin Bowden. There's Rayner with a neat ball under pressure. He's shown his class in that sort of situation this afternoon, willing to try and pass the ball out of trouble rather than just clear it. It works sometimes, but it doesn't half frighten the fans. And there's Southport again, but they're just beginning to look a little demoralised. And the Poppies growing in strength. But here's a chance here. Here's Furlong now. Furlong aiming, shooting. Oh my! Just past Solid's far post. My goodness, that was close. Almost approaching stoppage time, and that is the closest Southport have come to getting this equaliser. I suppose they might just about on the play have deserved something from the game, but it wasn't to be there. Adam Solid will say he had that covered, I've no doubt. But Poppies here, they know that we're only moments away from the end of this game, and the referee does indeed blow his final whistle. That's a terrific win for the Poppies. They've had to work very hard for that. 3 more valuable points Final score, Kettering 1, Southport 0.